Hi everyone, it's Nat here. Hope you're all doing well. So, I'd like to wish everyone a happy Mother's Day, whatever you are doing. I am having a quiet one, which is always nice. So, I have a secondhand haul here. On Friday, I had to go do the recycling at the bookstore, and I did that. I came home and I went to get changed, and I heard a jingle jangle in my pocket and realised I hadn't put the gate key back at the bookshop. So I had to dash back down and return the gate key. And because I did that, I had a look around the bookstore. And then I thought, well, while I'm still out, I might as well go to the op shop. So that was dangerous. And then I was stuffing all this stuff in my bag, and I was starting to feel a bit guilty for buying so much. And then I remembered it was Mother's Day this weekend and thought, oh, well, that's my excuse. So, so I've got quite a big one. So I'll show you what I got. Okay, so I grabbed this. It's a long stitch kit. I'll just, it's a bit hard to see the pattern because the bag's so old. Stop buying these. Haven't done one yet, but I've got a couple here to do. I just like the colours in this one, so I might do it and hang it up in my craft room sometime. It's got lots of French knots, so if I can manage to do them, then I should be an expert. So, oh, it looks like it's done a bit for me, so that's all right. I won't have as much to do then. So, I always like grabbing these anyway because they're so cheap when you get them from the second-hand shop, and I can reuse the fabric and the threads. There were a couple of lots of these Oriental style envelopes. So there were these smaller ones, and they have some sticker seals. I thought these were really nice. Nice and colourful, very cheap. This was from the cheapest shop that we have around the place. Sorry about the glare, but they're beautiful. So I thought they were really nice. Nice for your boho style journals. Oh, I don't think I'll get that back in a hurry. One of these sets, I keep grabbing these. I don't know if I've got this specific one. It's the alphabet, and it looks like there's a few other plastic. I don't know if they're plastic stencils or paper ones, but I think someone said these are your, now, how do you say it? Permangano, something like that. Stencils. But you could use them as normal stencils, I think. And then, yeah, there's some plastic sort of, almost like greaseproof paper sort of stencils as well that I can have a bit of fun with. You find all sorts in this shop. It's a bit of a pain because I've got baskets of all this random stuff just piled up. It takes a bit to look through them all, but you find all sorts of weird stuff. There was this bag, had to open it up to see what this stuff was. I don't know if I'll use it or not, but it's fascinating. Oops, broke the bag. It's wool, but it's got your little round bits. It looks so fluffy when it's all together. It's only lightly fluffy though, so I probably would choose that. It's interesting stuff. It feels like a natural fibre. Oh, it smells like a natural fibre. Oh, why do I do that to myself? There was this little bag, which was very cheap again. But what I liked were these buttons. Usually you don't get buttons very cheap. And little heart buttons, like these yellow ones. So it was 50 cents for this bag, well worth it. And then there was this thread in there. It's elastic thread. but I really just wanted those yellow buttons. And a couple more buttons. There was this bag of, looked like a doily and something else, handkerchief for a doily. Very cheap again. Oh, it's a couple of doilies by the looks. That's quite sheer. Just little patterns. So nice for a pocket. And then I've got extra material to do a bit of stitching on or something. This one's got some stains on it by the looks. But I can dye that one. Then we've got this one. Pretty flowers on it. And then we've got this blue one. This looks like a hanky. Oh, I like the corner of that though. That's quite nice. That's a cheap little packet. Then there were 2 packets of these handkerchiefs, or 3 packets. These were really cheap. I think this one was, no, maybe this one. 2 of them were $1.50 each and one was 50 cents each. These vintage hankies. Lovely spring-like patterns. Make nice little pages or pockets. Definitely vintage. I like that one. This one looks a bit worn. Yeah, that's one for the bin, I think. It's very vintage. Another one with the P embroidery. That's lovely. And that pattern. Goes that way, I think. That one's a similar flower in purple. So nice little embroideries there. Might even just chop the corners out with the embroideries to use. There was a few packets of photo paper. It was $1 for this lot, which is really good actually. So glossy photo paper, so good for the alcohol inks and other projects. Got some more here. Grabbed all of that. It was so cheap there. These are the other Oriental style envelopes. Got some address on them. Can't read what they say, unfortunately. Might have to cover it over. They're very interesting. Got a rabbit and a tree or something. But I think they're beautiful. I love the colour. There's stacks of those. There were some hole reinforcers and it feels quite full. So they were 50 cents, but if you bought them new, they were $5.35. So to get them for 50 cents is great. So I might colour some of those up. There were some of these file fasteners. Let's see how big these ones are. I had fun using them in a couple of projects recently. So when I find them real cheap at the shops, yeah, they look about the same size. So I might as well grab them when I find them, because I do enjoy using them. There was this, someone had made a little booklet, 50 cents. It looks like it's a laminated scrapbook paper cover. They used 3-hole pamphlet stitch and tied it off with some of this stuff. But they've got interesting paper that they've dyed in there. Unless that's scrapbook paper, but it looks like they've coloured it up. It's blank on one side. But I thought I'll just reuse the paper for 50 cents in pockets and that. Might as well reuse it. I couldn't see anyone else grabbing it for anything, so I'll chop that out and I'll neaten it up because it looks quite crooked, and then probably use it in pockets and that. Why not? Looks nice and grungy. Grab 2 photo albums. Quite like the cover of this one, but I actually rip. You can keep them like this. I've got a few that I keep like this and then store die cuts in. Oh, what's in there? Oh, a photo. Do I know them? That's what happens when you leave your photos in them. You get someone nosy like me. I actually pulled these out and used them individually to store all sorts in. Paper bits that I cut out of books, ephemera that I make, and all sorts of things. So really, really handy storage and cheap storage. You know, I spend about $1 or something on one of these albums, so that's a lot of storage for the... Is that another photo? Was it just... Oh, there's another one. So yeah, more storage. Oh yeah, another photo album. This one's vintage though. Well, those ones are probably vintage too. This one looks even more vintage. Really like this one. I was actually thinking of reusing these in journals as they are, like maybe take them out and slip these into pockets with little things in them because they're nice size and vintage. We will see. Oh, I really like this. It's a game. It's a maths number game, Numo. And it's got all these cards in it of different colours. I really, really like them. A bit like bingo cards or whatever. But they're maths ones, obviously. But I thought they were really cool. Could embellish them or just slip them in as they are. Something a bit different. So I had to grab those. And I was really, really happy to find these because they start getting expensive when you find them around the place. Like the antique stores and that costs a lot. You know, $10 or something for something like this, unfortunately. So there were 3 Women's Days. There were some like Post magazines and that, but I'm not into that sort of thing. So I think these are all from the 60s. Yep. And there's some nice pages in these, some nice fashion adverts and that. Sorry, you can't see the whole lot because they are quite big. But... and nice coloration for doing some collaging with as well. Nice retro pictures. So of course I had to grab these. A lot of the pictures are quite big. As I said, for collaging and that, or even as pages and stuff. I wasn't going to leave them behind. Just love the adverts. fashion pages. Simplicity pattern. Hines. So yeah, 3 of those, really, really cool. So I will just grab the stuff from the next shop. So there was this sort of a teal colour, Hessian. Don't think I have this colour. I think I have every other colour of Hessian under the sun, but I don't think I have this colour. So I do now. And there's stacks of it. And I don't know why it's got all these arrow stickers all over it, going all different directions. But I'll probably peel them off, stick them to plastic so I can use them in my collaging. So yeah, that is lovely. Then there was this, looks like it's off of a bed sheet or something, but it looks vintage and I like the flowers. Looks like it has irises and roses, that sort of thing. So wash that, I think, and iron it, and it should be nice. And then there are a couple of paper packs. So not usually my sort of thing, and it looks quite glittery, but I'm hoping the glitter actually stays on it. But it's daisies, and they look like a whole lot of blues in here. We'll have a look. So I thought I would grab it. It's your specialty stuff. It feels interesting. Oh, it's almost like material. And yes, the glitter stays on there. And then, oh, it's like vinyl. It's not sticky, but it is vinyl. Look at the, sorry about the glare, but yeah, shiny stuff. Not sure about that, but, oh, more of it. And that's quite nice, though. Leather look. Felt on the other side, so that's interesting, but usable in what we do. But I love that daisy one. It's very bright. And then the next one I really like because it has the mermaid theme thing going. I will do a mermaidish style journal sometime. Maybe, if I live long enough. And this has a stack of stuff in there. I love that one. Oh yeah, it's all, is it all like that? Oh wow, all different colours. That is so cool. I'm really glad I got that one now. Oh, and the bright ones. They're more vinyl style. I suppose it's all vinyl. Oh, it's blinding. Very interesting, though. There's heaps in that pack. Okay, so now I'll go and grab the stuff from the last shop, which was about as bad as the first one I showed you. Okay, so the last shop I went to was quite amusing. I was dragging all the stuff out of my bag onto the counter, and they were like laughing at me. And they were like, oh, are you with the school? I'm like, no, I make junk journals. So, yeah, I always have to explain myself for some reason. So I got these. I think there were 5 or 6 there, but I left a couple behind. So, they were nice and cheap though. So I thought, why not grab some now that I'm doing a bit more. Well, I want to do a lot more collaging, and I'm using them a bit more for the gold leafing and that sort of thing. So I thought I would stock up. So I grabbed 4 of those, I got a Carl corner punch because like I need more corner punches. Start collecting all this weird stuff, don't you? Let's have a look. Does it work? It felt like it worked. Oh, good, it's got a good guide too. Oh, that works good. Oh, that's lovely. Nice and decorative. So I got that one. I've got some, looks just like envelopes, but they have beautiful blue butterfly on them. So I quite like that lot. There was this mini binder box, Just Right Cling. So it looks like cling stamp box. And I thought, I don't know, I'll have to see whether the Tim Holtz stamps fit in here. If they do, that would be handy. So, if not, I'm sure I can find a use for it. Now, you might have seen in a previous video that I bought myself one of those old-fashioned Dymo labelers. Yeah, so I've wanted one for ages. I finally found them on Amazon and bought myself one. And then what do you know? They have one in the secondhand shop just after I find one. So that's enough to make you upset. But anyway, won't hurt me to have two. I'll have to see if... Oh, is the cutter working? Yep, okay. What I'll have to do is see if the ribbon that I've got for the new one fits into this one. Whether you can still get the ribbons for it. I mean, this looks new, this ribbon anyway, so you should be able to. But now I've got two in case one breaks. These ones are a lot sturdier than the new one I've got anyway, so we will see. And then I've got this. I think it's just something that sits on your desk, yeah, that has these sticky notes. And I am becoming a real fan of sticky notes, so I thought I'd grab it. Anything that helps me organise myself better. It's really like hefty. Oh, they're extras. Yes, I think that sits on there and holds your notes for you, and then you pull them out. And then separate, there was this bag of a whole lot of like refill things. I'll have to look whether you can still get them or not. So, and yeah, you pull them out. So it's just a sticky note dispenser. That's nice. I'd buy anything, I tell you. But yeah, I do like it. There was a pack. Just move that out of the way. There was a pack of 2x4 journal cards. Don't often use or buy this sort of thing. I've got a few bigger ones that, I don't know, they're a bit pretty for my liking, so I might cover them sometime. I like the size of these ones for pockets though, and if you don't like them, you just collage over the top of them. Yeah, these are a nice size. I don't really like them, so I'll be doing a lot of collaging. Although, if you're doing your little golden books, these are perfect. So yeah, really like the size though. And that, you know, it's the type of thing that's so expensive to buy new. I wouldn't buy them new. But I do buy them if they're in the secondhand shop cheap. And then the last thing I got was a pile of fabric. So this secondhand shop I went to not long ago, and I thought, oh, you know, is it worth going down? Because I've only been recently. And then I thought, well, you just never know when they're going to get something new in. And so this time they had just had a delivery of fabrics. So I grabbed some fabrics. So I got this one with the butterflies, which is beautiful. Yeah, I think that's the right side. I had a fair few retro ones too, but I tried to behave myself and just get ones I really, really liked. I had to leave some behind. This one's quite interesting. It has a whole lot of different, and there's stacks of it. It's got a whole lot of different patterns on it. It's quite thick, will make some lovely covers. And this one, I don't really like the colour of this one. It's a bit sheer, but to me it's sort of almost like farm style. A whole pile of that one as well. There was this one with blue daisies. And again, a whole stack of that. There was this little bit that they chucked in for free since I was buying so much, obviously. And they sell it by the metre anyway, so they just chucked that in, which is very nice of them. It's very pretty. There's this paisley, I think you call it. Very nice for the boho stuff. There's this kind of retro daisy one. There was this 70s style curtain material. And then the last one I grabbed was this sort of velour, and there is heaps and heaps of it. But it is beautiful. I couldn't go with it. I looked at how much there was. I thought, oh, it might cost a bit, so I better not get it. But then I was like, oh, but I just love this colour, and it feels so nice. And it looks beautiful when you make covers out of this sort of thing. So, and it actually only cost me $4, so that's not too bad at all for all of that. There's just so much of it. Should make a dress out of it, but I can't sew to save myself, so. Okay, now if you have stayed until the end of this video, thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me. And I thought it might be fun, or fun for yous anyway, to do a giveaway. I thought, why should I have all the fun for Mother's Day? So I thought, because I got so much, and these fabrics especially, there's just like huge bits of them, that it would be lovely to be able to share some of this with one of my subscribers. So if you've stayed to the end of this video, then it'd be great if you could leave a comment under this video. That's if you want a chance to win my giveaway. And just tell me what you love, either what you love about being a mother, or what you love or loved about your mother. One thing that you love or loved about your mother, or one thing that you love about being a mother. So just add that in the comment section below, and that way I'll know that you want to be included into the giveaway. And then I will do a draw on Wednesday evening at 10 o'clock South Australian time, and draw the winner. Now, you might not see that video until later that night or the next morning, depending on when I get it up, but I will do the draw at that time. I'll close the competition at 10 o'clock. That's what I should say. Entries will close at 10 o'clock. I'll do the draw. You'll probably see it up the next day. And what it will be is some of the bits and pieces that I got from this haul. So there'll be bits and pieces of most of the fabrics, and yeah, just some of the other bits and pieces of the junk I got. So if you don't want any of my junk or fabrics, then don't comment on what you like about being a mother. Okay. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. Take care of yourself. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you again soon. Bye.